You've probably asked yourself multiple times whether your students are prepared to take an industry certification exam or not. The last thing we want to have happen is for a student to take an exam prematurely and fail it. It can be hard for students to overcome that issue, and honestly, all we really want is for students to be confident and successful. The tips in this video will cover how to verify that your students are truly ready to take an industry certification exam. First, let's look at the certification practice content found in the course outline. Under the listed chapters, you'll see that there's a location where students can access the practice certification exam content to help prepare them for their exams. In this case, we're looking at prep content for the PC Pro certification exam and the CompTIA A+ Core 1 and Core 2 exams. Depending on the course you're in, it will always include practice content for the course's corresponding Test Out certification exam and other industry certification exams. Let's click on the PC Pro certification practice exams. The first section includes some text lessons about exam objectives and some tips on how to take the exam. The second section will have some practice domains in which students can drill down on specific topics. And lastly, there's a certification practice exam that they can take. Each time they take the practice exam, it randomly pulls from a larger bank of questions. If students take the exam and consistently score a 90% or better, they should feel confident to go and do well on the live exam. The same principles apply for the other industry certification practice exams. In this example, let's say a student wants to view the Core 2 practice content. Again, they will be offered text lessons about exam objectives and tips on how to take the exam, domain reviews, and a certification practice exam. Once again, each time they take the practice exam, questions will be randomly pulled from a larger bank of questions, and if the student is scoring 90% or better, they're likely ready to go take the live exam. Now, let's take a look at how, as an instructor, you can verify that students are performing at the level of proficiency to be successful in the certification exams. Let's go back to the home screen. Under My School and under Classes, I'll see a list of my classes. Across from the class I want to run reports for, I'll click on the More button, or 3 dots. Then select View Class Reports. Here you'll find a list of different reports you can run to view your students' progress. For the purpose of this video, let's look at the Certification Practice Exam Scores Report. Once opened, I can see my class roster, my students' attempts on those practice certification exams, and their scores and dates for those attempts. One of my students in this class has scored 100% on their PC Pro practice certification exam. This student might feel ready to take their exam, but I want to verify that this student is truly ready. As I mentioned at the beginning, the last thing I want is for them to go and take the exam prematurely. In this report, I can see their additional attempts and can see that on their next attempt, they scored a 44%. I may approach this student and say, I want you to score in the 90% or better for this exam at least 2 consecutive times before I'm willing to go and schedule the Test Out Pro certification exam for you. In the same report for a different class teaching the Microsoft Office applications, again, I can view the students' attempts and scores. What I'd like to show in this class is the type of progression we'd like to see students make. On the Microsoft Word Practice Form A exam, they have attempted this exam 11 times, and if we look at their scores, they improve on each attempt. Take note that they've scored 90% or better on their 5th and 6th attempt. This is the type of progress we like to see. On Form B, this student's scores aren't quite yet at 90% or better. I will invite them to score 90% or better on both Forms A and B before I offer them the voucher to take the MOS exam. Along with the other metrics you use to measure your students' readiness to take an industry certification exam, we hope that implementing the practice exams and reports will be helpful to you in determining your students' skills proficiency and ability to pass their exams confidently.